How can you identify a pattern breaker? So, a pattern breaker is someone that chooses not to support the patterns that are in place. They may have other patterns in their life that are specific to their personality, and those may add on to the work that they do concerning pattern breaking. But they are literally, when it comes to, they come as a template that is void of a pattern. They don't have, it's the absence of a pattern. They are the disruption. They are the evolution of, they are literally like the protection of the bloodline. Okay. So when they come in, they literally are the ones who are like, I see all are doing that. I don't want to do that. And it's very innate in them. It's very adamant. They literally, their whole being expresses, I don't want no parts of that. It's interesting whenever I have a number of people that I've encountered, or that I've worked with, or that I've had in my life, who actually have children who have been either on the spectrum or have some type of heightened sensibility about them, right? And I believe that they're just really supernatural beings. That's what I believe, right? But they are very specific to, I don't, what they do not want and what they do want. And it's so hardwired in them that they do not succumb to any of the normal patterns within society or within the bloodlines. You literally have to come with a list of, this is who this little being is. And I need you to be specific to this list, because anything outside of that will cause a disruption for you. And it's in a society that has all of these rules and patterns that are put in place. That disruption is overwhelming, and it will make people want to convert that little being to doing what it is that everyone has always done. In a generational line, there are a number of children who have been punished, who have gotten butt whippings, who have been ostracized, who have been made to feel as though something was wrong with them, because it was so strongly within them that the things that they were being asked to do, or the patterns they were being asked to follow, they did not want to follow those. And they then grew up to be adults who then were still within a child's mind to a certain degree. They had matured, but they are hardwired in, I don't want to do that, or I do want to do this. And now that they have the power to make those choices, they're running with it. Now, discontinuity speaks to breaking those expected patterns. It is basically, it doesn't follow any of the patterns that are placed in the generational lines. And it's a term from psychology that really speaks to like a higher level of disruption when it comes to the pattern breaker. And so basically, they exercise these protective practices that basically keep them from reinforcing, supporting any kind of negative patterns that could be in place. And so, like, you may have children who don't want to go by certain people's homes, or if they're there, they cry the whole time that they're there. Children are very sensitive to energy unless they're taught not to be. Adults can be sensitive to energy. Like, now society is very heightened as to how they feel, the emotions that they're having. And so there are people who don't want to go out into the world now that their senses are heightened. But this is who you've always been. You were meant to experience the world at a high level, including mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. You were meant to experience the world from a heightened place. And because your emotions, many of your emotions lie dormant and were not allowed to be expressed, it does feel overwhelming. It's just something that you need to learn to regulate. It's something that you need to learn how to calibrate within you so that you can live a more expansive life, a life that is more enjoyable to you. Like you're literally supposed to be experiencing every moment of your day. It doesn't have to be you are experiencing every moment of your day. You're supposed to be experiencing, gaining, collecting experiences. Now, you can be experiencing all throughout your day, but it can be the same exact things that you've always experienced versus you actually taking time out and saying, okay, so I am going to try something new today, because we're always experiencing and we're always experimenting. Always. Now, pattern breakers are extremely resilient. They are able to recover, adapt, heal, shift, and not embrace those things that keep them from being the expression of themselves that they need to be. Pattern breakers remind you of what needs to be transformed and healed and disrupted and removed, and what needs not to be in place anymore. And I think that when we're conditioned not to, go against the grain, when we're, all of these coin phrases that we have, it is all something that has been programmed in us from very young, so that we can always be in the circle. And because I remember a teacher telling me, well, you don't want to be an outcast where nobody supports your views. And in my mind I was like, I don't give a damn. And so when made the statement, and she asked me the question. She said, do you want to be an outcast? I said, I don't think it's something that I'm choosing. I think it's something that's being chosen for me. Because what it is that I am expressing is not something that is being embraced by everyone else. And it may be that they have chosen not to express it because they see how I'm being treated, so that they just want to feel safe in this situation. And I'm with all the recklessness in this situation just to be able to express myself in the most authentic way. In my senior paper, I went to a school that was in the country, predominantly white. Okay. As a matter of fact, in my class, in my government class, in my history class, I was the only black girl in my class. And if I wasn't the only black girl, probably was only one other one. But I don't remember it being another one. And I was in class with football players and cheerleaders, and I had a few like little nerdy people and some other people who were art. We had a artistic. I had a very diverse class, right? When it came to like what people enjoyed, but I was the only little black face in there. And I was in the 12th grade, and my teacher, we chose topics. My topic was prejudice. And the reason I chose that topic is because I understood prejudice to be a preference. And it was something the person preferred not to. And how that preference was handled was then another level of expression. But at the core, the base core, I had researched the word prejudice so deeply that I understood it was a preference, right? My teacher approved my paper. And when I did my paper, my dad proofread my paper for me. Okay. When I did my paper, I read it in front of my class. The whole entire class was silent for a strong 2 minutes. And my teacher said, did I approve that topic? I said, yes, you did. I said, and I even asked you to sign my outline so that I could show that you approve this. And my outline is very specific and tailored to my paper. And he said, oh, okay. Now here's what's funny. I got an A on that paper. He could not deny the things that I wrote because it didn't come from a place of hate. It came from a place of knowledge.